Hey there, bar is open, so let's review the Dewar's white label blended Scotch whisky. Hi, SG Alcohol Guy here, giving you honest reviews on the alcohols that I am tasting. As mentioned, today I'll be looking at the Dewar's white label blended Scotch whisky. As usual, when I review whiskies, I tend to take 3 steps. Number 1, I will have it neat. Second tasting will be with a couple of drops of water into the neat glass. And finally, I will have it chilled with ice. And if you're wondering, why does a can of Coke? Well, if it's not drinkable in any form, I will then open the Coke, pour it in as a mixer, and continue to drink that way. And before we start with the tasting, I want to tell you why I picked up the Dewar's white label blended Scotch whisky. Well, it's cheap, specifically in expensive alcohol Singapore. This bottle is retailing at 46 Singapore dollars. For that, you get a 750 ml bottle, which actually does look quite nice. And it comes with a 40% alcohol content. And the Dewar's white label blended Scotch whisky is an award-winning, exceptionally smooth, handcrafted from up to 40 of Scotland's finest single malt and grain whiskies. So it's a product of Scotland. And it's won 3 awards in its history, I guess. London, 1888, Paris, 1889, and Edinburgh, 1884. So it last won an award over a century ago. Oh dear. Nonetheless, we've already poured out a little in the glass, so let's swirl it a little and see how long it takes for the legs to come down. In this case, you can see that it is going down really quickly, right? From the edge where I sold it up to, it's just doing its best to reach back to the rest of the liquid. So this is a sign that it's not going to have a very long finish at the back of the throat. In fact, it might disappear very, very quickly. Color-wise, it's a very light, pale yellow color. I dare say it even looks a little bit like beer, non-carbonated beer. So guess what else that looks like? And scent-wise, with the distinct smell that whiskeys tend to have, which is that nail polish smell, it also comes across as a little bit sweet. So let's see if the taste matches the smell. Taste test 1. It is a very smooth whiskey. There's a hint of dryness. There's a hint of that oak dryness that it got from the barrel. But again, just a light hint of it. And I expected, the taste started at the tip of my tongue. And as it's going back now, there's nothing at the second half of my tongue. Absolutely nothing coming down here. As in, no taste is at the back of my tongue. There's no taste at the back of my throat. There's just the sensation that there's alcohol going down because of the burn, the heat that you're feeling, but there's no taste whatsoever. So it probably won awards for people who have a very sensitive tip of the tongue, but kind of don't want to taste anything in the back. Let's see how it tastes with some water. Now, adding water is supposed to open up the whiskey a little bit. It removes the unnecessary flavors and bring out the true taste of whiskey. Scent-wise, 0 difference while drinking it neat. So let's find out if taste test 2. What I get is a very interesting flavor now, in the sense that the same taste is there. It's exactly the same taste. However, it came across as a little bit lighter. So it felt a little bit lighter at the tip of my tongue. However, now it has spread to the back of my tongue. Still nothing down my throat, but that light whiskey flavor has now spread across and along the whole of my tongue. And while that is a good thing, it is a very and I have to stress this word, it's a very light whiskey. So there's nothing pronounced, there's nothing memorable. It's just, hey, I'm having some whiskey. And then as it reaches my throat and goes down, I would think, did I have some whiskey? But let's see how it fares on ice. You know, it's not Disney on ice, but Dewar's on ice. If you notice, I poured very little this time around compared to my other reviews because I'm not very hopeful of the flavor. So I really don't want to open the Coca-Cola if I have to. And letting it sit in the ice, scent-wise, oh, it does come across a lot more fragrant. There's no lacquer, nail polish smell, that alcohol smell, but the flavor, the sense of the whiskey comes across. Now it's a lot more pleasant, but again, it's a very light whiskey and it's a very non-memorable whiskey. But we'll find out with taste test 3. Chilling it enhanced the flavor of when you added water to it. Well, while that was a very light whiskey along my tongue, chilling it made it more pronounced. It suddenly became a little bit more flavorful. The flavor burst out a little bit more, probably by 10-15% more. It's still a light whiskey. I can't even say it's a medium-bodied whiskey. It's a very light whiskey. But at least, you know, there's more character to it. And while it's smooth, you know, now I can taste it. There's a hint of bitterness to it. So it's quite interesting, you know, that more flavors are appearing as you chill it. So at 46 Singapore dollars, with this type of taste, I will say that I might purchase this again simply because it's cheap and occasionally I do drink in quantity at home. So this would be a taste and price point that I'm comfortable with. Buying this to impress people? No. Yeah, thanks for watching up to this point. I just want to state all these reviews are based on my personal, you know, opinions and taste preferences, not to be used as an industry standard. However, I do want to find out what you think about the Dewar's blended Scotch whiskey, White's Label blended Scotch whiskey. So drop me some comments and tell me more. And if for some reason you're still here, do help me click on the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, plus the notification bell, because I upload 2 new videos every week. But most importantly, happy drinking!